BJJ and MMA.com here with JW Wright. So JW, tell us a little bit about your background in Jiu-Jitsu, how you got started, what belt you are currently.
Sure. I'm a Hoyler Gracie black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. I actually started off like a lot of traditional martial arts, doing Taekwondo and karate and all this stuff as a kid. Found a Sambo Academy, got a black belt, like an American Sambo Academy, and then realized as I competed, and this was in the 90s, you know, I've been doing this stuff 14, 15 years, you know, I always went up against the best jiu-jitsu guys, you know, and met Hoyler Gracie actually at an event, fought against one of his guys, and luckily and blessed for me, he took me underneath his wing. You know, been all over the world with Hoyler, Brazil, LA, New York, and really, you know, again, he just took me underneath his wing, and I've been under Hoyler for the last 11 years, and blessed to be a black belt under him.
So you got the opportunity to train in Brazil, huh?
Yeah.
How was that? What was that like?
It really is. At that time, you know, this is 2003, 2005. I was a purple belt back then, and you know, at that time, you know, we're rushing ahead 8 years now, but purple belts were few and far between. Brown belts were non-existent, and black belts were unheard of in the Midwest. You know, so you know, I was actually like the first black belt in the state of Missouri. But you know, back then it was like, oh wow, you're a purple belt. That meant something. So it was pretty unique. But going to Brazil and actually training at the original Gracie Academy that Elio Gracie taught at, and it was a great thing, you know, because back then, as a purple belt American, you know, you'd see 1 or 2 purple belts on the mat at tournament. I walked into a room where I was one of 3 purple belts, and there was 28 black belts. So, you know, I realized very quickly that I needed to be in Brazil as much as possible, and you know, just train as much as I can, and really. I did something that, you know, most people, they talk about a little bit, but I did private lessons every day. I'm with Hoyler. I train an hour privately. Wow. So my level, you know, started to jump up pretty dramatically. Yeah. And was blessed, man. Blessed to be training with a 7-time world champion. Last year, you know, I won the black belt Pan American Championships in the black belt. I had 4 other guys win gold medals. So for us to be able to take Midwest people that don't ever train with a lot of black belts out to California in the world's biggest tournament and win, it's really setting a statement that we're trying to push the level of jiu-jitsu higher. And our academy is really jiu-jitsu based. You know, even my guys that fight MMA, you know, we win with jiu-jitsu. You know, and that's I don't try to joke. I'm gonna try to shove jiu-jitsu down your throat, and I'm gonna win with jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And that's kind of our goal. But
so you're pinning on that as far as having an aggressive jiu-jitsu game in MMA. I mean, it can be very important.
You know, it's one of those things where why train something for, you know, a third of your life? For me, example, you know, I started learning jiu-jitsu when I was 20, kind of late, and at 30, you know, odd years, I'm a black belt. Why train 10 years and then think, oh, I need to strike? You know, I need to be a championship kickboxer, you know? And what happens is people start to falter in the ideas that their MMA isn't, you know, their jiu-jitsu, they need more, you know? And training with Hoyler, training with my other professor, David Adib, these guys are technical masters that really, when it comes down to it, the beauty of jiu-jitsu is in the details, you know? And why people start to think, they're like, oh man, well, they start to see dollar signs. They're like, oh, if I get the knockout of the night, maybe I'll get money. But, you know, stick with what you know. Don't let the lights and cameras affect you. Some people physically just can't handle pressure. I've always been a guy that I've competed so much in my life that I'm very relaxed. Nothing bothers me out there. You know, it's another day against that guy, and he has to try to beat me. I know my jiu-jitsu, what it can do, so I just have to put myself out there, and I know eventually he's going to make a mistake, and I'll be able to capitalize on it. If I'm stupid and I go out there with a dumb game plan going, I'm going to try to knock this guy out, I create holes and he's going to beat me. You know, honestly, I never wanted to fight MMA. Like, I did it a long time ago, and I won in 19 seconds with an armbar. And I'm like, you know what, my jiu-jitsu's good. I've proven myself. I fought not for money, but to prove my jiu-jitsu could win in MMA. Yeah. And whenever I got the offer, you know, I got the call from Strikeforce that said, hey, we'd love to have you in this card. We've got a guy that's more of an MMA fighter, but we want to see what happens. And I said, yeah, sure. And you know, I'm big on game plans. I'm big, you know, just like in today's tournament, you know, my guys won because they're technical. Yeah. They didn't try to outmuscle anybody. They won because they were smart fighters. And, you know, I beat the guy in 89 seconds with the guillotine in Strikeforce because I knew my takedown game. I knew my clinch game. And literally, my guys were laughing afterwards. They're like, "You did exactly what you said." And I go, "That's what a game plan is supposed to do." But so many people fail, and they get in that heat of the moment. They can't apply, you know, and that's the difference between jiu-jitsu. I always tell people is you have knowledge, but the real key to jiu-jitsu is the application.
You already mentioned it a little bit, but when Strikeforce comes back to St. Louis, you're supposed to be fighting, and you said you have some big goals. So, what is the goal? Is it to stay in MMA, or is it just kind of to advance your BJJ or your jiu-jitsu game and go that route, or is it a little bit of both?
It's definitely both, you know. I mean, again, I told my students that my biggest goal is to reach as many people as humanly possible with jiu-jitsu. Because jiu-jitsu is forever. I don't teach everybody jiu-jitsu. I teach the right people jiu-jitsu. Those people will touch other people, and you know, I'm just spreading that word of the Gracie family, man.
Yeah.
Salo Rivera said it better than me. You know, multiple-time world champion. He's like, you know, in jiu-jitsu, you know, you're fighting, and you know, the guy's fighting hard. When he's lacking technique, he pushes hard. And when he pushes hard, he gets tired. When he gets tired, he wants to die. And I really like to take somebody when I'm fighting them and make them want to die, man. You know, make them slowly just get frustrated, and then you know you're doing your job.
Let somebody know if they check this interview out. How can they get a hold of you in your gym and get in contact with you guys?
Yeah, it's grapplingconcepts.com, 636-614-9498. You know, I'm available for seminars, private lessons. Our big thing is like I want to create a nice network of schools in the Missouri, you know, Midwest area, and I really want to have the first world champion black belt from the Midwest. So like our goals are like really, really high, and I tell my students all the time, don't strive to be the best in Missouri, strive to be the best in the world. And eventually, if you have those lofty goals, you're going to train with the best. I train with Hoyler Gracie, David Adib. These guys are the best. So I just always say, man, if you train with the best, they're going to put you in the right direction to succeed. And we have an open door policy, man. If you're a cool guy, pack the gi, put it in your luggage, bring it, come to the academy, train, and every day you'll see somebody from Northwest, Hawaii, it doesn't matter. You'll see people in my academy, you're like, where are you from? And they'll say something crazy. It's because, guys, you know, it's a small knit community. The state of Missouri is very limited on the black belts and the knowledge, so anything I can do to help people, you know, I want to do it.
Good. Well, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much
for
doing an interview with us. I'm glad to talk jiu-jitsu with us.